Whoa, I'm live. I had an all right time in Vegas. Thank you, Mr. Wally. Nice to see you there. I'm back on live. This is my third live stream, and I appreciate you guys being here. There's about, let's see how many people are here now. Let's see, I forget where to look. Four people, but it should grow. And if it's just four, then it's just four. Listen, I know I've seen some clips on YouTube about how to get people's attention right away, because it's very important to get people's attention. So I'm using it to get people's attention. Gather around, everyone, gather around. This is YouTube. Got to get your attention. Real important, because you might sign off real quick. I picked the worst time of day to, hey, Dale. Hey, Michael. Mitterbins. Hey, everybody. Hey, Mickey B. You were the first one. You were first, Mickey B. You get credit for that. I picked the worst time of day to do this because it should be the good time of day for viewership, because it's 6 p.m. here in Valencia, California, and 9 p.m. on the East Coast. So that's kind of like the way they do Super Bowls and stuff like that, right? But the lighting is going to keep shifting because the sun is going down and the sun is out this window, and I don't know what else to do with it. So this is the lighting we have to deal with. You're drooling. You're drooling. Vegas was okay. It was fun. I enjoyed the shows. I enjoyed that club there, the Comedy Cellar at the Rio. It's one of the best clubs ever, one of the best gigs ever. But let me say this: if I know people, I'm a comedian and I have a comedy channel, and people who are just logging in for comedy, that's not what this live stream is going to be about. I mean, I hope I'll be funny at times, but if you really want comedy, if that's what you're looking for, it's your first time coming to my channel, I have a bunch of episodes that I think are funny, and a lot of people think are funny, and if you would go check them out, if that's what you're looking for, I appreciate you coming. You want your bra back. You saw me in Vegas. Who's Mitter? Is that you saw me live in Vegas? Oh, you did? At the Cellar? I also did the thing over at the Mirage where I opened for, what do you mean lots of buffering? On your end, Mickey B? That's nothing I can do anything about, right? So what I wanted to do here today, or this evening, is television memories and trivia, somewhat, from the 60s and 70s, my memories, and see what you guys remember about these things. I know that most of my viewers and subscribers are a little bit older, so you might remember some of these shows. And even if you don't, I hope to kind of tell some things that'll make it interesting to people that don't remember these, and that kind of thing. Let's see. Mitterbin says, I want my bra back. I don't know what you're talking about. Michael Munfield. Okay, hi everybody. All right, how many people we got now? We got 12. Oh, there's 12. Let's get going then. Let's get going. All right. You guys have televisions when you're growing up. You had TVs in your homes, right? Most of you. And if not, that's okay. You'll learn a couple things. Brett is back here. Brett is saying, Edith, I brought your beer, Archie. Michael Cohn is 68. Shoot. Okay, 68 will work just fine. You'll get this. I'm not sure how this will play, but we're going to get started and see if anybody likes it. Oh man, Wally B, you're getting ahead of us. You're getting ahead of us, okay, Wally B? You're getting a little bit ahead of us. But that's okay. I can't blame you. I'm glad you're here. Oh man, you guys are really jumping the gun, but that's okay. All right, try to stop guessing, okay? Now this is the best way I figured out how to do this, is to put my iPad up here. I have an album with some pictures in it, and we're gonna just start it off, okay? And I can't keep score. You have to keep score yourselves. I'll keep score. Does this guy look familiar to anybody? Wait a minute. Okay, I got to get the right angle so I don't get. I got a last name. Bill Arbuckle wanted to he just wanted to go fast. He wanted to get first points. So Deborah says she had the first colored TV on the block. I want to talk about that colored TV. I want to talk about that. Remind me, Deborah, if I forget about it. Wally says Hawaii 5-0. He gets some credit for that. Dave says he comes in with Hawaii 5. I'm sorry, you're going to have to a thumbs down on that one. Jack Lord 5-0. Yeah. Jack Lord. What was the character's name? The characters. Whoa, I'm not supposed to be getting these. I got it on airplane mode and the Wi-Fi turned off. Damn it. Turn the Wi-Fi off. What was that? Al Ducharme liked my next. Okay, all right. Well, I'm not supposed to be getting. All right, here we're back here. Who's? Did anybody get the character's name? Somebody said Wyatt Earp. That's wrong. I think. Did he ever play Wyatt Earp? No. Does he look like Wyatt Earp? Steve McGarrett. Bill Arbuckle. Did you get both of these? Run Will Robinson. No, that's not right. You got it right and wrong. I'm gonna have to take. I'm gonna take the wrongs off. Super Guinea says, "Hey Dennis, hey Super Guinea." Leonardo DiCaprio, nice try. It looks a little bit like him, doesn't it? It looks like a little bit DiCaprio. Here's another picture of him. Jack Lord. That's a better picture of him. Mitterbins Durfee. All right. Superman. That's Jack Lord. I always thought he would have made a good Batman. Like, look, if you cover up his face like that, he would have been a good Batman or Superman. But no, he's not Superman, but he would have made a good Superman too. So okay, Mickey B, good thing. How's the volume with you guys? Type 1 for good, 2 if you want it to be louder. Type 1 for good and 2 if you want it to be louder. I'm getting a bunch of ones. Bunch of ones. I'm going to get rid of this guy. I'm going to get rid of this guy. I don't need to put up with anything like that. Okay, so it's sounding pretty good. Okay, all ones. Okay, so we got Jack Lord from Hawaii 5-0. Do you know why it was called Hawaii 5-0? I mean, anybody know why it was called Hawaii 5-0? This is fairly easy, but maybe you do, maybe you don't know. Anybody know why it was called Hawaii 5-0? I'm not wearing headphones. Oh, you mean you're talking to people out there? Franco says 3. Mr. Wally says no. The state number. Michael Monfield says the state number. Yeah, more specific, please. More specific, please. Yeah, it was the 50th state in the United States. Dave Chopin says the 5th precinct on Oahu. Was that a real guess? Because I guess it's a pretty good guess. Because it's they say 5-0, not 5-0, but it was because it was the 50th state. 345. Last to join you. It was the last state. It was a part of the, but yeah. And that when I did a little research about it, and I knew that it was Hawaii 5-0. In fact, it's used sometimes as a slang term for the cops, in street language. 5-0 is rolled in here. Hey, Wits, Snouse. The 50th state. I like the way you wrote that. You guys know how to write fast. You know how to write things fast on the chat there. Hawaii 5-0. Yeah, so when I was born, there was only 48 states. You know what year that would have been that Hawaii became a state? Anybody guess what year Hawaii became a state? It was the same year that Alaska became a state. Alaska was a little bit ahead of it. Not a guess. Let me know if you have some idea. 1856 is wrong. 1959. Bill Arbuckle's. No, wait. I'm not going to do my bit. Excuse me. But thanks for asking. 1959, both Alaska and Hawaii became states in all right, so 1959. So were any of you born before 1959? Because it was only 48 states. All right, we're gonna keep on the same track. And that guy, all right. Anybody know anything about that guy? Bill is smoking it. Mickey, giving credit where credit is due. Bill is smoking it. Dano, that's the character's name, and you spelled it right too, Mr. Wally. You beat Bill on that one. Bill, I'm sorry. I think you cheated off of Mr. Wally. No, I gotta give you credit, Bill, because I'm not giving you credit. I'm giving Mr. Wally credit, but I'm saying give you the benefit of the doubt that you knew. Oh, you capitalized it. Wally, got to take off. You didn't capitalize Dano. It's a proper name, but you both got that there was two N's, just like with Dennis in my name. Bookham Dennis. Hey, Dave Chopin's having a little bit of fun with. Yeah, that was the famous phrase that McGarrett would say to him, to Dano. And anybody know the actor's name? James MacArthur. Carol was kind of guessing that. I think she's like been watching that guy on Jeopardy lately, and she was knows how to use the buzzer. She guessed before I asked the question, but yeah, James MacArthur, and he was on the show most of the years. He quit before the last year, but yeah, and looking up that one of the things he said was McGarrett didn't just say Bookham Dano. McGarrett would say Bookham to a lot of people, but the Bookham Dano thing really caught on. Another thing McGarrett would say on that show all the time was to the people like the governor and stuff, seal the rock. You know what he meant by seal the rock? Yeah, he meant close off Oahu. Nobody comes in. No people are leaves or not, because this is a real important case, and they didn't want anybody to leave the island or coming in. So I guess planes that were en route to Hawaii just had to either land someplace else or turn around and go back to the mainland. All right, I'm not gonna do any bits here on here. I appreciate you being here, but that's not what I'm doing on here. But thanks for asking. Let's see. So we got that. That's another picture of him. You don't need any more pictures of him, right? The light is changing. All right, new guy. Brett says it sounds okay. Okay, we got Haas. Mr. Wally said Haas. Dan Blocker is the actor's name. This was easy, right? That's easy. I'm starting you off easy. I'm kind of sucking you in with fairly easy, but all right. No, I'm not going to do a bit at the end of the show. Dan Blocker. Everybody knows Dan Blocker. Deborah, you notice I take off for spelling. No, I don't really. I'm just goofing around. It takes time to capitalize things, right? Little John. Did he? No. Little John. You mean like from Robin Hood? No, I don't think he played Little John in Robin Hood. Hoss. Yeah, he was the middle in age of the three brothers. What show? What was the name of the show? All right, I'm gonna get rid of you. I'm gonna get rid of you, Wiz. I'm gonna get rid of you. I get tired of you. Bonanza. Yeah, that was the theme song. Bonanza. There he is again. You don't need to see him again. Bonanza. Now, see how that reads backwards? I've been trying to figure out how to get these things to flip around. I spent a good part of today. Was it called the Ponderosa in syndication? I've been to the Ponderosa too up there, and it's a beautiful part up near Lake Tahoe. That's one of the most beautiful parts in the country. But anyway, I can't figure out. So I've learned today that not only is that backwards, Bonanza's backwards, but I'm backwards. This is not the way I look. This is the opposite of the way I look. And all the videos that I've done are actually the opposite of the way I look. It's reversed. So it's all been a lie. It's all been a lie. Brett, are you guessing? Are you giving me your age, or are you telling me 59? So, okay, can you name these other characters on here? Bonanza. This guy on this side, Bonanza. Hey, Beth. Lauren Green is on there. He was the dad. There was a movie a few years ago called Tin Men that was supposed to take place back in the day, and there was a guy on there that had just made a commentary to his coworkers or something, and he said, "I don't understand how a 45-year-old man can have three 30-year-old sons." And that was kind of what it seemed like. They were. It was kind of funny. Michael Landon, yeah, he went on to great television success. Michael Landon played Little Joe. He was kind of my favorite, Little Joe. And do you remember this guy here on this side of me? I don't know what side. Anybody remember him? They weren't adopted. I don't think any of them were adopted. They were all from different mothers. They all had different mothers. And I don't know what the complete backstory was on that. Hop Singh was their cook at the Ponderosa. Hop Singh was the cook at the Ponderosa. Lauren Green sings better than... Hey, do you remember the song that Lauren Green sang? The most famous song that Lauren Green sang that was popular? I don't know if he sang a lot of songs. Lauren Green had a song that was pretty good about a Western character. Did anybody remember that? The eldest, I'm waiting for Bill Arbuckle to get this one. The eldest was... I think he's looking it up. That's not going to work for me, Bill. The song was Ringo. Yeah. Lauren Green sang a song about Ringo. Should check it out. It's kind of a fun song. Hop Singh was the name of the Hop Singh. Yeah, I don't know how do you spell it correctly, but Ringo, yeah. Sebastian Khan. I don't know what that means, Sebastian Khan. No, that's not the name of the actor. You think that's the name of the actor? Brett? Cassidy. No, you guys, nobody knows the name of this character, even the older brother or the Adam. Okay, Bill Arbuckle, you Googled it, right? Bill, you Googled it or something, right? Because that took too long. There's other things you got really quickly, but you got it first. So if that's what people are going to do, if they're going to cheat and Google, it's not really cheating if you're first. Pernell Roberts, he's Googling it too, right? Pernell or Michael, did you Google that? Pernell Roberts? You had no idea. Okay, there's a truthful answer from Super Giddy. He had no idea. Pernell Roberts. All right. Does anybody else remember Pernell Roberts? He left the show as Adam. He was a big successful show back in the 60s and into the 70s. And yay! Did I ask the question already? Trapper John. Michael Hine. Adam was the character. And he played Trapper John in this show here. This was him a few years later. Oh, wait, I didn't get to there. That's him. That's a close-up of Pernell Roberts. He left the show. He didn't like the show, and he thought it was beneath him and stuff. And then a few years later, he came. That's him as Trapper John, where he played a doctor named Dr. Trapper John. But it was taken from the name of it was taken from the name of another show. Trapper John was a character on another show. Anybody remember that? Not before Elliot Gould. Did Elliot Gould play Trapper John in the movie MASH? Yeah, it was MASH. MASH was a TV show. Another guy played him on the TV show. What was his name? It doesn't matter. But anyway, this doctor show had nothing to do with I don't think it had anything to do with the character in MASH or anything. They just took the name. I never watched the show. I never watched any doctor show. I don't care how good it was. I never watched it. I don't watch. Going back to Marcus Welby, Dr. Kildare. What are some of the newer ones? St. Elsewhere, Chicago Hope. I don't care. I never watched any doctor show. I don't know why. I guess I don't like them. Wayne Rogers played Trapper John. But did this show have anything to do with the Trapper John? Did they even reference that? I think they just took the name. It had nothing to do with it. All right, you guys are doing pretty gosh darn good. He quit too. Who quit? Wayne Rogers? He walked out of MASH? No, I'm not doing comedy on here, Beth. I'm doing this. But you can check out my other videos if you haven't seen them all. If you haven't seen them, go ahead and check them out. I appreciate you coming here, but that's not what I'm doing here tonight. Okay, this is getting a little bit harder. A little bit harder. This is a little bit harder. This is from Bonanza. You've seen them all. Okay. Then why do you want to see them again? I appreciate you being here, Beth. He looks like a bad guy there, but he's not. He was the hired hand. Yeah, and when Adam left, I don't think he was there before Adam left. I think they got him to kind of fill the void there. Anybody remember this guy? Nobody remembers this guy? David Canary. Carol got that one. David Canary. Hey, do you remember the name of the character that he played on here? Mickey got it too. David Canary. Yeah, should I? All right. I did it, Super Guinea. I got rid of her. I guess I'm going to have to get used to doing that, right? Deleting people. Not just deleting their message, but removing them from the channel. Okay. She's gone. Anyway, yeah, this guy was David Canary. He played Candy, a character named Candy. I don't think anybody got that. And he wasn't on every episode, but he was a good actor. And a few years later, he played another character in another TV show, a long running TV show, but I don't know how many of you watched. It was that's him. Did anybody recognize that guy? Who got this right? It was Carol. Carol, I'm guessing Carol might get the TV show that he was on. It was a daytime show. John MD, Trapper John MD. You think there was no way that she knew that was David Canary? What do you think she did? Google the face? Somebody got All My Children. All My Children. Yeah, some people know some things that you don't know. Bill. Trapper John. Yeah. Hey, Paul, thanks for clicking in. Appreciate it. Let me just say this. If anybody starts asking me for bits, I'm going to remove you from here. Trapper John. Okay, well, we've got him. Anyway, he was on for many years. He was on that sitcom All in the Family, not All in the Family, All My Children. He won a bunch of Emmys, and so that's it for David Canary. All right. Well, now what is this? This isn't right. Oh, I know what I wanted to read. Does anybody watch soap operas anymore? I was curious about it. There's 4 soap operas still on TV. And I went to kind of check it out. And, have those, they have those chat rooms and stuff where you can say things. This is something that somebody wrote about one of the soap operas that's still on. It's The Bold and the Beautiful is one of the 4 soap operas that's still on. I think General Hospital is going off the air even. I don't know. But I never even got into it, even back during the heyday when General Hospital was great. No. Anyway, this is the way it read. She was complaining about something on The Bold and the Beautiful. I got to turn the light up on this a little bit. And I'm going to emphasize when he or she, I don't know who it was, when they put it in all caps. Enough with The Bold and Beautiful, please. Brooke has been married and divorced to every man on the show at least twice. No one stays married. As soon as they say I do, if you let them, less than a week and the marriage is falling apart. Shocking. Not. I'm not in this crap. I'm not watching this crap about Hope's baby going to Steffi. They'll blame Taylor and say she arranged it all. We know the story without you even playing it out. It's too late to let the show die with any dignity. The only reason it has any ratings is because it comes after The Young and the Restless. People aren't watching it. They just get up to do other things after The Young and the Restless goes off and don't turn the TV off. We don't like it. Now you have the Logan sisters starting to take their turn with Eric again. Sickening. Anyway, I thought that was funny. There we go. How do I get back where I was? All right. Hey, guys. Who watches soaps? I live one. Yeah, okay. So, all right, I got a new one coming up here for you. I think you have to be fast on the trigger for this one, though. Okay. Dark Shadows was the best soap. Okay, maybe did I show it already? I don't know if I showed it already. I got to turn it so that I got too much glare on there. All this is hard. This is all very hard to do. All right. Bill Arbuckle says, thumbs up on the DeForest Kelly. Thanks, Bill. Robert Conrad. Michael got that one. Conrad. Super Guinea likes to be quick with the last names. Robert Conrad. Yeah. Not to be confused with who? Nobody calls him Robbie Monique, but okay. I don't remember anybody calling him Monique. I mean, Robbie. Not to be confused. Hey, yeah, the battery on the show. He did a commercial. He was kind of he played kind of a tough guy. Not to be confused with this guy. Who's he? Michael Monfils. Hold off there, Michael. You're jumping the gun. That's okay, though. That's all right. You're allowed to jump the gun. You get extra credit for that, I guess. Well, I didn't love all the Westerns, but I did love some of them, and I guess that's kind of where some of these connections are going today. Did you not like the Westerns, Super Guinea? They don't make any Westerns. There's no Westerns now. Back in the 60s, there was a lot of Westerns, right? A lot of Westerns. And there was one that my ex-wife was watching recently called The Virginian. It was a 90-minute show. It was on someplace recently. Who had the great voice? Robert Conrad or William Conrad? Did anybody get this guy's name? It was William Conrad. Yeah, Michael. William Conrad had a great voice. Yeah, he played Cannon. He played a detective. He played a private detective. You like The High Chaparral? Boy, I don't remember ever watching that. I remember the name. It's a great name, The High Chaparral. Conrad was John Voight, too. You like the Western movies? Yeah. Have Gun Will Travel. That's the weirdest and stupidest name ever. Have Gun Will Travel. But I don't know if I watched that show. Did William Conrad narrate Rocky and Bullwinkle? His gun radio show were great. Yeah. Anyway, you guys, I'm moving on. It's not about William Conrad. It's about Robert Conrad. There's another picture of him shooting pool. And the main show that I liked that he had back in the 70s, was it the late 60s? Yeah, the late 60s and the 70s. And who's that guy with him? What's the character's name or the actor's name? The guy to his side. Wild Wild West. That was the name of the show, which I loved back in the day. You like that show, The Wild Wild West? Me too. I really liked it when I was a kid. I would always find a place. It'd come on like Friday night, 7 p.m. And I always liked to watch it. Dun, 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 dun. Wait, am I doing Bonanza now? Dun, 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 dun. Wait, I can't remember. I'm doing, that's it, right? But you can't go back. It's one of those times where I learned that because I remember back in the day, back many years ago, a show would go off and you wouldn't see it for many, many years. There wasn't like there was so many channels where it would find a home. It would just be gone for many years. And I really always wished that the Wild Wild West would come back. And then when it finally did come back, like many, many years later, 15 or 18 years later, I watched it and it was like ridiculous. It was ridiculous. It was like within 10 minutes, he had 20 guns pointed at his head and he was always able to get out of every predicament. It was, you just can't go back again. Hey, I'm going to talk about that, Michael. Michael's talking about how the last scene before the commercial became a sketch on the screen. So we'll talk about that. First of all, who's this guy? Does anybody remember the character's name? I don't know if this outfit he's wearing is from that, but he was one of the villains in the Wild Wild West. You watched mostly variety shows. Oh. Michael Hines says Loveless. Super Guinea says no idea. Yeah, Dr. Loveless. He was a great villain. Does he look like Nicolas Cage? Yeah, he does look a little bit like Nicolas Cage. But he was played by a guy named Michael. What, anybody know his name? I know his name, but what was his name? Anybody know his name? No, nobody knows his name, right? Yeah, it was a cool uniform. I don't know what he was playing here. Anyway, I don't think anybody's going to know the actor's name. Anybody know his name? Is Bill going to Google it or something? Michael Dunn. Somebody got it. Did you really get it, James? Put a Y if it's a yes. You really got it, and no or G if you Googled it. Keep was in Star Trek. Yeah. Well, let's see. Hey, there he is in Star Trek, right? I don't know what the Keep stands. Was that the name of his character in Star Trek? But yeah, there he is on Star Trek. But somebody else mentioned this before. At the end of the show, the Wild Wild West, they would do this cool thing. It was kind of new. Freeze frames are all over the place now, but freeze frames were new back then. And the show would start with every one of these little squares in the corner would show a little cartoon based with him, and then it would freeze frame on at the end of it. And this one here with the woman laying down, that would be because they were about to kiss. This guy in the middle, well, I'm pointing the wrong way. The guy in the middle was James West, and he was about to kiss. He was going to kiss her, and she pulled a knife out and was going to stab him, and he just pulled a fist out and clobbered her, and that's why she's like that. But the interesting was every time they went to a commercial, they would do another freeze frame, and the new freeze frame would fill up one of these squares. For example, like in this one up here on the top, you can see that one filled up a picture of James West and whoever else he was in. But that was kind of cool. We always liked that. Somebody else liked that too. The cartoon graphics. You like that, right? Super Guinea? Yeah, it's very memorable. I should write a sign that says you're not doing any bits tonight and show it on the screen. I don't think that would help. I don't think that would help. So Conrad was a cool dude. Which way? You talking about Robert Conrad? Okay, speaking of Robert Conrad, somebody jumped the gun on this a little bit earlier. But there he is in another TV show a little bit. Yeah, Brett jumped the gun, and Brett got Greg. Was that his name? Gregory Pappy. They used to call him Pappy Boyington, right? And I didn't really watch this show very much. I never watched this show. I think it was when I was in my early 20s and I had better things to do. Black Sheep Squadron. Yeah, it was a good show. I guess, I don't know. It was a popular show. He played a like an Air Force, or I don't know if he was Air Force or Marine, but he was a flyer in World War II when they were out on some island in the Pacific, and it was a group of like ragtag misfit soldiers that he had working for him. Flyers, Black Sheep Squadron. It's based on a true story, a real guy and a true story. Bob Black Sheep, yeah. But anyway, this was the Black Sheep Squadron, and there was one of the characters you can't see too well there. But one of the characters down here was played by another actor. I'm going to see if anybody gets this. Okay, I'm going to see if anybody gets this. Boss, Hoss. Does it look like Hoss? Does he look like Clooney? It's not Clooney. Kingpin dude. I don't know what that means. It's not Sean Astin. Does it look like Hoss? Yeah, it looks a little bit like Hoss, but it's not Hoss. Well, I guess I won't spend too much time on this one. Bill Arbuckle says it was Hogan's Here remix in the South Pacific. Oh, is that your take on it? Hogan's Heroes remix in the South Pacific? Yeah, I guess kind of like that, right? Anthony Hopkins. No, this guy is Dirk Blocker. He's the son of Dan Blocker, who played Hoss Cartwright. I just thought that was interesting. And he's on a TV show now. I'm going to show you this, and he's on a TV show now. That's him now on a TV show. Anybody know that that character or that TV show? It's a show that I don't watch. Thanks, Barry. It's a little bit hard with what do you call them? Trolls? Trolls. Jerry Mathers, Tony Dow. You're answering questions that I'm not asking. Brett, you want extra credit for that? You think it looks like his father? Well, he's older than Dan Blocker. Dan Blocker died young, so there's not enough Dirks around these days. Great commentary, Stacy Z. That's what we need more of. That's what we need more of on this. Oh, is that Michelle Brown? Hi, Michelle. Well, let's see. How many we got here? We got 22 people watching. I appreciate you guys being here. Haha. If it ain't Longmire, I don't watch it now. Do you watch Longmire? I tried to watch Longmire one time. It was very, very, I don't think, it was very rough. I don't know. Oh, I'm glad you like it, though. Oh, Mickey. I almost removed you thinking you were asking for the bit. But hey, Joe Juan Quinobi. I don't watch much TV these days. I'm kind of addicted to YouTube, watching old things, but not old TV shows, but watching different things. All right, so we'll move on. We don't need to spend too much time on Dirk Blocker. Oh, nobody answered this, right? He's on a show called Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Is that the name of it? Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Comedy, a sitcom, but I've never watched it, but I thought that was interesting. All right, we're getting harder. We're getting a little bit harder here. What was I going to say about colored TV? I was going to say something about colored TV, but I don't want to. I want to do this right now. Thanks for reminding me. It looks like Steve Carell a little bit. Stacey Z wants credit for getting the ones that these people look like, but that's not Steve Carell. This is a little bit harder than Dan Blocker and Hoss. Barry says Den needs a mod. LOL. What do you mean mod? What's mod short for? $6 Million Man? No, not the $6 Million Man. Good, you're in the right ballpark. Get smart. It looks like that guy, but it's not him. It's not him, Dale. It looks like Maxwell Smart, or what was Maxwell Smart's name? Oscar Gilman. Bill, are you any good at this? Bill Arbuckle? FBI in color? Okay, I'm making it hard. Okay, I'm making it hard. FBI. This is not about the FBI. It looks like Ephraim Zimbalist. I'm going to give you somebody's onto it. Somebody's onto the track. Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible. Dale says Man from U.N.C.L.E., but Mission Impossible, she's circling it. That was the Mission Impossible. But why? What character did he play? Don Adams, right, Deborah? Not that this isn't Don Adams, but Don Adams, I was trying to think of who played Maxwell Smart. In Mission Impossible, the first year or maybe two, this guy played the head of the IMF, the Impossible Mission Force, and he's the one who would listen to the tape. Good morning, Mr. Briggs, and he would listen to what the assignment was going to be, and then the tape would self-destruct in 5 seconds. What was interesting about that back then? Oh, and then the next year he quit the job, he quit that gig, and it went to this guy. Yeah, you don't recognize him. Okay. You didn't get one, Bill. You're still leading the pack, I think. Peter Graves, and on Mission Impossible, he took over the role of, it was a different character, but it was the same role, the head of the IMF, the Impossible Mission Force. Look who's jumping the gun here. Dale Hobart asking questions. Matt Dillon's brother, right? Peter Graves, iconic, exactly. He played Mr. Phelps, and he would listen to the tape. Good morning, Mr. Phelps. If your mission should you decide to accept, they would go into all these things. The interesting thing about that was back then they didn't have there was no VCRs and there was no pausing of television, and they would give you the mission in about 40 seconds, 30 or 40 seconds. And I remember it was 10 o'clock at night, and it could be, I don't know what night it was, but my mom didn't understand that I needed to listen to this or else the show was gone. It was worthless. And she'd come out right at that very moment, very often, and go, Dennis, I need you to take out the trash. Mom, good morning, Mr. Phelps. We need you to invade the country of, Scantolopia or whatever it was. And Mom, just give me a second. I know you said you would do it last night. You didn't do it. By the time she was done asking me to take the trash out or do my homework, whatever it was, the mission had been accomplished, or not accomplished, but explained. And there was really no point in watching Mission Impossible. Yeah, mothers. But now you can just pause it, rewind it, everything. Everything's different now. Okay, somebody's guessing Arness, James Arness, because they were brothers. James Arness, he's coming up on the roll here. You guys kind of getting the sense that we use connections here, or you're just trying to get credit wherever you can get credit. Well, let's see I forget what's next, but remember what movie this is from? Peter Graves in what movie? You guys are doing good. The Fall Guy. Somebody gets The Fall Guy. That's wrong, but that's in the right ballpark. I mean, not for this movie, but Airplane. Remember, he played the captain, or the captain of the plane in Airplane. Right? He was the captain, right? There was a couple guys in the cockpit, but I think he was the captain. Airplane. Wasn't that a great movie? All right. So what I was going to say about color TV was, I remember when color TV, when I was a kid, we didn't have color TV. Color TV had come; it had been invented. Those shows that I showed before, like Bonanza and some of the westerns, were the first ones to have color TV. But color TV didn't just come on and everybody had color TV at the same time. You'd buy a color TV, but they weren't making all the shows color. They would make, one or two shows were color. It was like not worth buying a color TV. So my dad didn't like color TV because it was lousy at first. You'd go and see the horses were blue and he just didn't like it. So we never had a color TV, and we stopped asking for one. And we stopped asking for it. But then color TVs got good, but it just became a thing that we weren't going to have a color TV. And I went away to college. This would have been like 1973. And I came back and there was a color TV in the family room there. Whoa, what's a color TV doing in our house? It seemed so odd. And what had happened was my dad went to a place called Zayre's. It was a store. It was kind of like Sears, one of the stores. He was just going in there to get tires or something. He happened to walk past the TVs. It had been a while since he'd been in there. And I think it was Ohio State playing Michigan on a green AstroTurf. So that was blue and yellow and red and white on green. And he went, whoa, what is this? This is football in color. And he went, okay, one of these is going into the back of the station wagon. We're taking this home. So that's happened. I don't have a color TV bit. I just told the story. I could have come to your house, Deborah? Okay. Curtis Mathis was furniture. All right, what am I missing? Leslie Nielsen and Peter Graves flew the plane. Yeah, okay. Leslie Nielsen was the real, was the captain, right? What did I miss here? Anyway, all right, we'll move on to the next one. Pete, you guys jumped the gun on me. So, James Arness was Peter Graves' brother, right? We're going back pretty far. James Arness was Peter Graves' brother, and his older brother. The Thing, Michael. I don't even get to ask the questions with you people. The Thing, he played The Thing. Now they made a remake of the movie The Thing in the 80s. I think it might even been 1980. But James Arness played the original Thing. And then he got this gig playing Gunsmoke. This show was on, Gunsmoke was on from it's the longest running TV show in history, or a drama anyway. He played Matt Dillon. All right, you guys are great. Matt Dillon. Yeah, they can't be brothers because they have different last names. Very, very astute of you. But this was show business, Super Guinea. And sometimes Gunsmoke, it was on from 1955, the year I was born, until 1975. 20 years it was on. They made 630 episodes. It was on from the time I was born to the time I was like in the middle of college. That's a long time. 630 something episodes they made. From 55 to 75, Michael. Not 50 to 70, but you're in the ballpark. Mickey has an idea. Everybody smash the like button, because I got a feeling the guy I deleted a few times here, removed, is going to do the unlike button. And I'll probably get a few of those because people are coming here for comedy and this isn't what I'm doing here. On my, I got a message from somebody just the other day. I'm glad they left a message because I have a clip of my stand-up on this channel. and it's just a comedy set. And somebody messaged on there. He said, "I almost bailed after 3 seconds. I'm glad I didn't." He said, laughing my LMAO. "I'm glad I didn't bail after 3 seconds because the clip starts with like it looks like an old commercial. I did that on purpose. It's like an old Schlitz beer thing coming up, and it looks like an old, and then it interplaced audience reaction shots from like the Beatles when the Beatles run Ed Sullivan, and people like it. It's got a lot of likes on there, and it's a good stand-up clip. But this guy almost bailed after 3 seconds, and he told me, "I'm glad I did. I hung around." So that's what we're dealing with, is short attention span. Not just that guy, but a lot of us have that, short attention span. But anyway, Gunsmoke, was it great? It seemed boring to me. Did you like it, Dale? Well, Bill, I had to look it up. I did a little research for this. 630 something. I'm naming 630. Are you checking my work? Are you checking my work? But it's something like that. Okay, the actor who played Festus was in the movie Quiet Man. Does anybody else recognize this character down here, though? On the bottom of that picture, can you see who that is? Yeah, Michael is saying, "I think Kitty was a pretty poor prostitute." Well, they had to clean up that for the TV show. I think there was a radio show, but they made her like the head of the saloon. They had to clean that up you'd think in 1955. I don't think she was playing a prostitute. Yeah, that's right. Well, you got that right. I didn't ask the question. You guys are Floyd, who was on the Andy Griffith show. I saw a picture of that. And I was like, that was curious. He played. He was the voice of one of the characters on when Gunsmoke was on the radio. Burt Reynolds. Yeah. Okay. Anybody get it before Dale? Burt Reynolds. He played Quint. Dale watched this show, Gunsmoke, and somebody said they liked it. I never really watched it that much. It seemed kind of slow to me. But imagine a gig like that. James Arness got a gig where for 20 years he was just collecting a paycheck. And that was a nice gig for 20 years. I'd say collecting a paycheck. He was acting. He was doing acting. But it wasn't like now when people get restless and go find something else. He was like, you know what? Let's keep it rolling in. And Gunsmoke, Bill is saying Gunsmoke was a little slow, but it was like a soap opera in the evening. Dennis Weaver 2, Wally 3, jumping the gun again. Wally 3, jumping the gun. Wait. Oh, that was, I forget to ask this show. Burt Reynolds had a sitcom. He was a very, very successful actor, Burt Reynolds. When he had this in the movies and everything with Smokey and the Bandit. But he had this sitcom that I didn't really watch either. But did you even know this? You can read half of it on there. Did any of you watch that? Burt Reynolds sitcom? I think he played a coach. Evening Shade. Yeah. He had a successful movie career, and then he had a successful a sitcom. And he was a good actor too. Burt Reynolds I'm talking about. And Mary Lou Henner was in this. If I had known that, I would have watched it. I love Mary Lou Henner. You ever see the thing? Mary Lou Henner has this amazing ability to remember just about everything. It's like a savant. I saw something on YouTube where some of these people can remember even what the weather was. You can go back 25 years and they'll tell you. She has that kind of ability to remember what she was wearing every day. It's amazing. Check it out. I don't know what it's called, but it's on YouTube somewhere. You think Lonnie ruined? I don't know if we can blame her, Michael. You liked Evening Shade? Is that what you're saying, Lisa E? Yeah, well, it is a problem. Remembering everything is a problem for most people. In fact, it can be a big problem. It's an interesting thing. But for her, it seems to bring joy. But it is a tricky thing. I wish I could remember more, but I don't want to remember everything. Barbara Billingsley was in Airplane and LITB. Leave It to Beaver. I'm getting better at this, aren't I? Leave It to Beaver. Barbara Billingsley played the mom. He won the Emmy for Evening Shade? I didn't know that. And it should have won the Oscar for Boogie Nights. He was great in Boogie Nights, which was a great movie. We're talking about Burt Reynolds. All right. Well, I appreciate that, guys. Appreciate that. Somebody mentioned this guy a few minutes ago. We'll do a couple more of these, and then I'll say goodnight. Somebody got this. She spoke fluent jive. You're talking about Barbara Billingsley, right? WKRP was the best show in its day. Mickey B says, it was a good show, right? WKRP? Yeah. Dennis Weaver, yeah. I think I might do another one of these shows about all the Dennises, all great Dennises. And I could have saved him for that. People don't remember... I don't know. People remember him from, he was on Gunsmoke for a while. He played a character named, anybody remember the character that he played on Gunsmoke? Yeah, I'm going to do an all Dennis show, Stacy. Hey, good. Yeah, that's right. Carol Brighton. I'm sorry, I'm not pronouncing your name. Carol. Dennis Weaver starred in one of Spielberg's first films. I think it was his first film. It was a film called Duel, where he played just a regular guy, and he's up on the highway and the freeway in the desert area like Arizona or New Mexico, and there's a semi-truck that comes up from behind him and just starts ramming him. And he doesn't know why, and this thing is trying to kill him. And Dennis Weaver was great in that. Good call, Carol. My little sister called it that. Do it. Dennis Hopper will be in the great Dennis shows. Yes, thank you. Marshall Dillon. Marshall Dillon, but that's your couple pictures back there, Brett. Do you think that was a great movie, the Duel? It was real good. I remember enjoying it. Yeah, Chester. Dale got Chester. And it is a crazy movie, Duel, but it is good. It's worth a watch. Bill likes the WKRP episode where they drop the turkeys. Best ever. All right, Super Guineas again. I'm going to have to stop being so predictable if I do this again. Super Guinea got McLeod. Before I even asked it. Yeah, Chester was the character that he played on Gunsmoke, and this was his. He played a cop. He played a cop from either New Mexico or Arizona, and on some sort of strange exchange program, he found himself in. Boy, the lighting is weird. I'm sorry about that. Let me see if this is better. Yeah. I'm turning it back off. It's weird. Worse. Anyway. All right. Yeah, he played McLeod. Duel was written by Stephen King? I didn't know that. And Lone Kazoo says he never liked truckers since he saw that movie. Yeah, like Jaws scared some people out of the water. Duel scared you from ever going on the freeway again? So we got a conversation going about WKRP. What's more romantic, Deborah? What's more romantic? Good night, Bill. Good job. I think you're the unofficial winner. At least you had a lead going at the beginning. Well, I don't know why you're saying Maximum Overdrive Duel. Oh, I don't know. Jaws messed up somebody severely. All right. Well, I got one more to do, and it's based kind of similar to this. You're trying to represent Cincinnati? That's okay, Mickey B. I'm just glad you're here. There's only 22 people here, but I'm glad you're all here. I got 15 thumbs up. I appreciate that. All right. This is easy. I know it's easy. Pit J says he liked Quantum Zilch, but it was really sad you didn't complete the role. But you were so close all the episode about Butch and Santa. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. PJ Tall Man. Quantum Zilch. For those of you who don't know, I did a web series before that, darn Dennis, called Quantum Zilch, and there's about 16 or 17 episodes on there. The quality is about the same as what you're looking at right now, as far as because I did it on my phone. But I think a lot of people liked it, and it's still up there, it's still floating around in the internet. The Brits love Columbo. I loved Columbo. He was great. He was a great character. It was a different kind of show because it wasn't a whodunit. Did you have a crush on Peter Falk? I can't say I had a crush on him. Robert Conrad was a guest star on Columbo. Speaking of the great Peter Falk, yeah. Robert Conrad was. They usually had what they had. They would show you the murder at the beginning. It wasn't a whodunit. It was more of a how you going to catch him. You know how you catch him, and they'd show you the murder. I don't know if they actually showed the murder, but they showed the guy who was going to do the killing. It was usually a rich person, an aristocrat that would kill somebody. It was in Los Angeles. He played a lieutenant in Los Angeles. Anybody know his first name? The character's name. It was Columbo, but you remember his first name? You get 12 points if anybody knows his first name. Frank. Tall Man says, Frank, that's right. I didn't know that until I looked it up. I couldn't remember. Nobody ever really referred to him. No, not Quincy. Not Quincy. That's another good show, huh? Kind of medical, though. Medical detective. Quincy was a coroner for the police department. So anyway, what was great about Columbo was the way he would annoy these people. He would come in and you don't know exactly when he knew who the killer was because he didn't give that away. But he would have this way of questioning them that made them feel like they were in the clear and that he wasn't suspecting them. And then he would start to walk out and they would think that they were okay. And then he would turn around and go, I got one more question. And it would be like something weird, like, I noticed you tie your shoes differently or something like that. And I apologize for my bad Columbo, but it was just a great, great character. Yeah, just one more thing. That's right. Wasn't that wonderful? He was a great character. And I saw him one time when I moved to LA. I saw Peter Falk in a Ralph's, which is a grocery store out here. Do we know if there's a British version? A lot of our shows were copied of British shows, but I don't think this was. It was copied. It derived from different things, but I don't think it was. But anyway, I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to say good night. Thanks for coming, and I hope you enjoyed this. I didn't know if people would enjoy it or if not. Did he drive a Peugeot? Thanks, Super Guinea. Thanks, PJ. Good night. You're welcome. Thank you, guys. Do you like the idea of all Dennis's, all great not super Dennis's, but an all Dennis show? Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here. Good night, Carol. Good night, Wally. Good night, everybody. Peugeot 404. That was his car. All right. Good night. I appreciate you guys. Thanks, Joe. I don't know if I should hang down around to thank everybody. It just makes it drag on. I appreciate it, guys. Good night.